Welcome to Mumbai, India's first city for commerce, culture and creative energy. Over 13 million people call Mumbai home. As India's epicenter of business, Mumbai ranks among the top 10 hubs for financial flow worldwide. In the past decade, India has experienced vast economic growth. In 2007 alone, its economy grew by more than 8.5%. This economic success has created expansion of another sort. This is Dharavi. Its burgeoning slum population is now home to an estimated 1 million residents and growing. Across India, slum populations have doubled in the past 2 decades. Dharavi represents Mumbai's vast informal sector of maids, cooks, drivers and masons. But its business landscape is changing. Dharavi is now home to large commercial enterprises. Experts project the annual turnover of business here to be at least $650 million. Despite these impressive figures, the potential of these slum dwellers remains largely unexplored. Are they poor victims in need of rescue? Or instead, resilient entrepreneurs and value-minded consumers? Deep in the heart of Mumbai, in Asia's largest slum, Dharavi holds the answer. Meet Ghaus Syed. He's been running his family's recycling business in Dharavi for the past 10 years. A college graduate, he has always lived outside of Dharavi, but chose to place his factory within the slum due to its prime location.
In Dharavi, we get many of the facilities. See, Dharavi is very much efficient because it's the heart of Mumbai. If you want a connectivity point of view, it's a very easy accessibility to every part of Mumbai from Dharavi.
Ghaus admits that there are problems in the slums: poverty, substandard healthcare, and lack of information about jobs. Despite all this, Ghaus still feels that Dharavi's reputation is misunderstood by both the local and international communities.
People who are living not in Dharavi, who are abroad or who have been nearby to Dharavi, they know if you tell we are in Dharavi, oh, you are in Dharavi, how you are living? But you come once and stay here for a month, then you will realize what is Dharavi.
Indeed, anyone staying for a month in Dharavi would surely notice the wide range of business enterprises here, including the plethora of high-end gold and diamond stores. The Jain family are gold and diamond merchants who own a jewelry store in the heart of Dharavi. Their business couldn't have survived, they say, if people couldn't afford their products. Praveen, the eldest son, has been running the business for the past 8 years. He too lives outside of Dharavi.
The people staying in Dharavi also have good earnings and all. They work at good places. Some also have good business over here. So the demand for jewelry is also higher in Dharavi. People think that Dharavi is the slum area and there must be robbery and everything, but there is nothing like that in Dharavi.
Some business owners reside in the slum, like Mr. Venkatesan, who owns a large grocery store in Dharavi. His business is successful, and like Mr. Ghaus of the recycling factory, he too believes that many people have the wrong impression of Dharavi.
What local people traditionally think about Dharavi is not true. Dharavi has high-level people living here too. We have money here, but we just don't tell everyone about it.
Having opened his shop 3 years ago, Venkatesan now knows that his clients are savvy and informed shoppers and only want the best quality items.
Before, I tried selling cheaper and low quality items, but they flopped and didn't succeed.
Now, Venkatesan has to import some of his most popular items, such as almonds and cashews.
I import them from America, Australia, and this brand Mamuri that sells for 1200 rupees per kilo. Yes, people may be living in the slum, but people still want only the best.
Jokin Arputham is the president of Shack and Slum Dwellers International, a globally recognized network of federations for the urban poor. He cautions that not all Dharavi residents are living the high life.
Who planned the city? Where is the place for the poor? You have not planned it. You go to slum dweller, ask them how they are living in, how they manage in this such of a condition, but still surviving. Not one and two, millions of people.
He should know. He himself lived in the slums when he first arrived in Mumbai over 30 years ago. Now, he hopes to give voice to those most vulnerable and to remind the world of their significance.
I don't think any city anywhere in the world could survive without the slum dwellers. Take it poor as poor, a knowledgeable poor. Poor can change the society. Because you involve them, you talk to them, you debate with them. Instead of blocking us, you open the door. Let's have a dialogue. Instead of charity, concern for the poverty is more important.
Concern, as Arputham says, is key. However, concern must be harnessed in a meaningful manner, one that recognizes the slum dweller as a resource to the question of how to solve urban poverty.
The most important thing is the private sector has the patience to ask the slum dwellers, what do you want? The poor is part of your life, for which you have a responsibility. That's where the corporate sector responsibility. If you don't participate in development, whose development are you talking about? If you don't develop us, how it's going to be improve your life? So everybody has to recognize one another. We need to work together. And while working together, instead of telling me you don't know anything, you need to understand, I know everything. I am the one surviving in no circumstance. We recognize your strength, you recognize our strength.
Arputham knows well the number of enterprises that have developed in the slum, despite the many challenges, and speaks proudly of the economic progress made by slum dwellers.
Today Dharavi is vibrant economy. Every day turnover of Dharavi is between 3 to 5 crores. Biggest recycling industry, leather industry, food processing industry, potteries, name it. In Dharavi, not a single person goes to sleep without food. Dharavi is a gold mine. It's a cash crop is Dharavi, where money is minted every minute.
Large influxes of cash is also commonplace in Bangalore, another city experiencing intense economic growth. Located 850 kilometers south of Mumbai, Bangalore is India's fastest growing metropolis. Bangalore is dubbed India's Silicon Valley for the large number of information technology companies located here. In terms of US dollars, the IT sector has made over 10,000 Bangaloreans millionaires. Despite these successes, approximately 20% of Bangalore's almost 7 million residents still live in slums. Experts look to the private sector, government and NGOs to help integrate slum dwellers into the global economy at large.
I think that there is no denying over the last few decades that market-driven solutions have a significant role to play in addressing social issues.
Urban development expert Ramesh Ramanathan runs a non-profit group in Bangalore that aims to organize the urban poor for dialogue with local government. A Yale graduate who worked on Wall Street, he also runs a for-profit group offering micro-loans to urban poor. Through his work with both organizations, he has come to see that all sectors must work together to unleash the economic potential of slums.
But market-driven solutions by themselves are not going to be the complete panacea. So there is a need for a balance between civil society players and market players in engaging meaningfully with government. India has got over 1 million NGOs, but a lot of us are ideologically challenged. And I think we continue to look upon market forces with a lot of suspicion. The danger today in India is the 8%, 9% economic story results in market players beginning to think only about themselves and not about the larger context in which they're located. I think the state in India, which is, the good news is it's gone from a paternalistic state to an acknowledgement that the answers needn't come only from the state, and that's good news.
These are issues to work through quickly, as India's rapid urban growth has no intention of slowing down.
We were 28% urban at the turn of the century. By 2030, we will have 600 million people living in our towns and villages. This will be the largest urban population anywhere in the world.
Bangalore's slums, numbered at just over 700, certainly confirm Ramanathan's statistics, and Hari Sundar knows only too well what living in them was like. Hari is a plumber who used to live with his mother in the Rajinder Nagar slum, but they've now moved to a better neighborhood outside the slum community. Hari attributes his success to a for-profit organization called LabourNet, a group that provides laborers like him access to information about jobs in his area. By registering, Hari is notified daily through his mobile phone about jobs that he is qualified for.
Sometimes I would not have work for weeks. Now I have work every day, which has also given me credibility with all the builders because they see me so often. I am a trusted worker now. I can approach builders on my own now if I want to. Even big names like American Express.
HDFC Bank, della contacts naಮಗೆ ಸಿಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ.
Hari's increase in workload has also given him the economic stability and security that he was dreaming of.
When I was just an individual worker, I was making around 200 rupees per day. Now I can make almost 2000 rupees per day if I want to. I have a lot of financial freedom, which has helped me to move into this house. And I also have a scooter now.
Hari has also learnt about financial planning because LabourNet provides bank accounts for its clients and provides them with health and life insurance, which are critical for labourers like Hari.
My financial habits have also changed. Now I have a savings account with Punjab National Bank and I have health and life insurance now. So, if I get sick, I don't worry that I can't afford my medical bills.
What LabourNet has done for men like Hari, American entrepreneur Sean Blacksweat's babajob.com tries to do for workers in the informal sector, including domestic workers, cooks and security guards. Many of those that register with BabaJob have done so with a mentor or someone on the ground that has internet access and can maintain the worker's account for them. Through the combined system of the internet, mobile phone and on-the-ground staff, BabaJob reaches those with little to no access to information.
The market in terms of jobs is, I would argue, relatively efficient in the States, but doesn't exist, right, for 90% of this country. So we just saw this tremendous need, right, to say, if we can bring a set of tools to make this efficient, it could be a very, very lucrative business opportunity.
Workers in the informal sector, which are BabaJob's target audience, Sean says, are no different from those in the white-collar world.
If you inject marketplace information and better opportunities, people will make rational economic choices to move, right? People make different choices to change jobs.
Having just launched this past January, BabaJob is still a young venture, but Sean is pleased with its initial success. He has also learned from his challenges, which include understanding how much work is done on the ground and offline when working with those in the informal sector.
You have to have people on the street, right? This is one thing that I think people underestimate. It's rather labor intensive in terms of them setting up lots of customer service reps or outsourcing that piece, but more labor intensive than you would get in developed markets where you could say, oh, we'll just buy a bunch of Google AdWords.
it is harder than just buying a few Google ads. Hari Sundar, the plumber, has come a long way from the slum. But he too would like to help out in his own way.
Before 5 years, 10 years,
I know that I have come this far, which gives me hope that I can move into an even nicer house one day. I also want to help other people who are still in the slum where I live. I want to help at least 50 people by giving them jobs, and I also want to reach out to the uneducated.
Hari reminds us that when addressing issues of poverty, there can be a role for all of us to play.